think it's fair to describe your demeanor today as calmer than election night?
No. I have a tendency to compartmentalize. Next question.
The other question I have for you is, has Ohio seen the last of Chris Redfern?
As Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. What the hell kind of question? I mean, no, not if the traveling public wants to come up and enjoy a glass of red with me. Look at the lake. No, I love politics. I enjoy it, but I love my family more. I enjoy my relationship with Governor Strickland and so many other political leaders who've become very close to me and my family, and I'll be helpful any way I can with them going forward. But at this time, and towards the end of this year and into early next year, I think it's wise that I take a step back, relax a little bit, help any way I can, David, if he were to call. He's already started to call, so I'm looking forward to any way behind the scenes to do that. But there will be a new face and a new voice for the Democratic Party. Much of the team will remain, however, and will continue to progress and succeed. I have no doubt that Hillary Clinton will be the nominee. I will work as hard as anybody can for her, to both achieve the nomination and then achieve her general election victory. I'll assess whether or not I return to the State House through a race in 2016 later next year. Again, talking to my wife, and we'll make decisions then. But this is what I do. This is what I do.
Chris, the loss of your State House seat, how big a surprise did that?
It wasn't necessarily a surprise that you're Northwest. Well, you covered Northwest Ohio from time to time. You still do, right? So you get a sense of Ottawa County as a bellwether county. I won Erie County. It's a 2-county district. Ottawa County is a bellwether county. When you underperform in Ottawa County, as we did at no other time since 1966, when you look at similar cycles as a percentage of the voting population, Ottawa County underperformed. Bad things will happen to incumbents. We've held the Ottawa County auditors, this is kind of inside, but the Ottawa County's auditor's office has been held by a Democrat for close to 45 years, and the incumbent won by, I think it was 92 votes. 4 years ago, Dennis Murray, the then state representative, who's not political, he's a Democrat, but he's certainly not chairman of the party, was not active per se in the caucus as a leader in the House. And if you met Dennis Murray, he's a very well-respected lawyer, he barely won by 700 votes because of what happened in Ottawa County in a wave year. This was another wave year, similar to 06 and 08 for the Republicans. This occurred for the Democrats. I don't think any conclusions can be made about why I lost other than it was a wave year in Ottawa County as Bellwether County performed as anticipated. I think also over the course of the many years I've been chairman, I had somebody run the numbers. I've contributed almost $370,000 to other people, as well as the Ohio Democratic Party. I won't be doing that as much if I were to run again. It's like members of the House Republican leadership. You all write the stories in the House Democratic leadership. It's expected. You're a leader. You do those kinds of things. When I step away from being party chair, it gives me a chance to literally go home. And as all of you who've spent time with me have come to realize, there's no better place than my driveway. And I don't long for the restaurants and the life of Columbus. I'm from Catawba Island, Port Clinton area, and I love Lake Erie, and I'm looking forward to doing all I can to make our area stronger, whether as a small business person or as a political leader.
And what do you think about the fact that the person who was elected to replace you was under indictment?
Elections have consequences. It's no different than what we learned today, that Richard Ross directed the Department of Education to tie religious affiliations with public money to make mentoring grants available. Elections have consequences. It's no different than we come to realize this odd fascination that largely male members of the House have with passing the heartbeat bill. Elections have consequences. What we did in 2006, 2007, 2008, recruiting the right candidate for the district first, and then supporting those candidates, you can win those districts. We won a majority of the House. Speaker Budish became Speaker because of the work that Joyce Beatty, myself, and others had done with their map. It tells you that Ohio is not a strong red state. it is a trending Democratic state, and when the lines are drawn fairly, we win. But if wave elections occur, which happened in Ottawa County, and a 3 times indicted for felonies is elected to the state house in a narrow election, or a governor is elected overwhelmingly, much of it because, not solely, but because of the weakness of the Democratic challenger, elections have consequences, and I think that this will give the chance the voters of the 89th district to pay a little more attention to my opponent, who we're speaking of, and follow him a little more closely going into the 16th cycle. He'll be convicted, so he won't survive. You don't get indicted for 3 felonies. The evidence is overwhelming. A neighbor took photos of my opponent literally carting off property. My opponent was asked whether he did it. He said no, and oh, by the way, we have pictures. Then the story changed. It's tough to survive that.